distinction between the civilian and military innovation is artificial.
The ECR, Mr. Rihards Kols.
Thank you, Chair and Madam Commissioner. Well, I will start that we cannot afford a framework program that lives in the past. I think all the dual-use discussions and everything, the Horizon Europe FP10 must reflect the reality we face. First of all, a Europe exposed to conventional and hybrid threats from hostile actors, and with Russia being at front, at the center. We should not ignore this. We are not living in a past period. I do welcome the Commission's ambition, especially the expanded focus on competitiveness, security, and dual-use innovation. I wholeheartedly support the integration of defense-related projects into this program because, as you mentioned, and you referenced to the experts in the sector, that distinction between the civilian and military innovation is artificial. That is acknowledged not by politicians, but by the experts. So many of the technologies we rely on today in civilian life, like GPS, cybersecurity, drones, digital imaging, even microwave ovens, all originated in military R&D. So Europe's strategic autonomy and global relevance depend on our ability to lead in disruptive dual-use technologies. Otherwise, it's also connected in our global competitiveness as well. And we have seen during the negotiations on the Defense Mini-Omnibus that some colleagues and also member states are reluctant to open horizon to defense, despite overwhelming evidence that technological sovereignty and security resilience demand integrating defense innovation into our research ecosystem. So with this said, how does the Commission intend to convince those member states and MEPs still clinging to the outdated notion of horizon as a purely civilian tool? And that said, also the 175 billion program and the Defense Now, hopefully in scope, and will need a robust safeguards. Transparency, AML, export control compliance, these are not anymore optional. So with this, has Commission considered a dedicated oversight mechanism for defense-related research and innovation, including beneficial ownership transparency? Thank you.
Please. Thank you for your questions. How we try to convince by talking, by giving exactly the examples that you gave. As I already said, and it's not only me, what is more important is it was not only Mr. Herter, there were, I think, as far as I remember, 12 scientists working on that report. I have participated, of course, in many conferences, and actually one of the novelties that was pretty much welcomed by some of the scientists, and actually all of them, this was exactly that we make this possible, especially for dual use, and they believe that this will open a lot of possibilities for them. So discussing and also take it serious some concerns on, for example, isn't it that possibility to make the program very complicated, addressing these absolutely legitimate concerns. I think this is the way to convince that this is the right approach. And also trying to make the text clear, and then the programs, work programs, when work together with them to be also clear, not for all the calls and so on and so forth. That's, I think, my approach at least, how to convince those who are still worried or some of them skeptical. But I can tell you in the Council on Dual Use, it was, I would say, unanimous support. There were questions about defense, you're absolutely right, which you see now in the trialogues of the Defense Omnibus. Defense, it's only for the step. This was exactly to support actually the startups, the scale-ups, the companies who develop this to stay in Europe. It's not research. Research defense is separate program. It's the proposal also of the next MFF. It's in the competitiveness fund, the fourth pillar, and it's, I think, minimum 5 more higher budget. So it's separate program as is in the treaty.